Hey everybody, welcome to Mining Modern. I'm Corbin Hostler, and this is 5-color aggro. So a viewer last week, Jared's, we played against him on the stream, and we played this really interesting 5-color deck he had with a lot of cool lands and a very interesting game plan. I really liked it. The deck was pretty interesting, and he actually reached out and sent it to me, which I really enjoy when people send me their decks and share it with me like that, because I don't always get a chance to feature them, but I do look at every deck list that people send my way and enjoy, that people want to reach out and share their love of Modern with me, because I love Modern and all these fringe decks that we play every week, and feel like I never run out of fringe decks, or decks that are just waiting to break through, right? We'll put it like that. But either way, always reach out. It's really fun, and sometimes I get a feature on like this, so this is pretty exciting here. So what we want to do is cast a bunch of aggressive creatures. It's 5-color, as you can see: green, white, red, white, blue, black, red. That's we got it all going on here. So this deck has a lot of mana dorks. It's got a lot of cool lands like Gemstone Mine that just help you cast whatever you want. And in the end, you just get it beat down pretty hard with all of your creatures. Like, look at this hand. This hand, obviously, we're on the draw. That's why I kept it. It needs land, of course, but we had 2 mana dorks and a really nice curve if we draw a single land here. So next turn, if we hit land, we can go Pride Mage plus birds, and then after that, sort of go off. But we'll see where things go. Our opponent on green-white doing nothing so far. Oh, okay. Bogles. All right, then. All right, well, we hit the land. That's good. This is actually really nice here, and especially if this is the one that he has. Yeah, I'll play the Quasali Pride Mage here. Oh, this is actually sweet value against the Bogles deck anyways, because we can interact with some of their enchantments, and usually you can't. We can also path the Core Spirit Dancer as soon as he tries to put something on it that we... I guess it triggers off casting, huh? Okay, well, that's a little unfortunate. But at least we get to hack this Rancor, so that's fine. We'll let him draw a card, but we'll also get rid of the Rancor forever, and that's kind of worth it, to be honest. Also taxes his mana a little bit. I don't know if the drawing of cards is what's going to be most relevant to this game anyways. The good news for us is we get a beat down. We can untap. Depends what we draw, because we are down to 1 counter on the Gemstone Mine. But we've got some nice stuff working for us here. Ooh, Dryad Arbor. That's not very good for him. Had to keep one of those no boggle hands. Or Bogle, if you will. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Wow, Rancor up the Bogle, or the Dryad Arbor. And I'll just continue to rip exactly what I need. Sort of. Okay. So, I think that I go... Gosh, I can't actually cast everything that I'd want to here. I want to play the Manus Rider. Wonder if it's better for us to take a turn off. Right? Because we have haste creatures, I think we might be able to get away with this. Play the birds, path the Dryad Arbor, because our opponent clearly doesn't have a better threat. This way we don't trade off our creature. We actually just get to get in for 3 damage. 4 damage, rather. And then next turn we can follow up with haste creatures, with our opponent conveniently at 12, which is 3 hits from this. Also, then we get to save our Quasali Pride Mage to blow up an enchantment that might cause us problems, namely Daybreak Coronet, giving a creature lifelink. I think that's better than just trading with the Dryad Arbor there. Because if he draws any threat we do care about, we're not going to be able to path it anyway. So we give him mana, but again, mana is not the important thing here. Well, that's a pretty nice one. Okay, well... okay, attack for 4 again. Play this, and then next turn I'm attacking for 8 plus. Okay, I think I like that a little better, actually. Continue to save our haste creatures. That's the plan here. Play non-hasters first. Get in for 4 here. I think we've got this one locked up. Our opponent would have to have something pretty crazy. It'd have to be like Boggle land, 1 mana enchantment, then double Daybreak Coronet or something to get around this Quasali Pride Mage. So I'm feeling pretty good about where we're at here. And there's even another gemstone mine. Make all the mana. Let's get on in there with this fucking Wrath Aristocrat. Which we can sacrifice this sweet human to if we need to. Yeah, this will be game. Because even if our opponent had Path or something, not going to be enough to save him. Okay, well, we have some sideboard for Bogles, too. I didn't expect to take... Yeah, I mean, I say I didn't expect... You don't usually expect to take game 1 off of a Bogles player. Oh, he does have the Path for the fucking Wrath of the Aristocrat. That's fine. Fortunately, we have this 1 forest here. As we're still getting in for 7. Yep. Good enough. Opponent's on to 1. We have another... Yep, great. We have another haste creature in hand, even if something weird were to happen. And another flying creature. Alright, there we go. Game 1 in the books. 5-color aggro doing it. Okay, let's look over here. What do we want? I think we want Spell Queller. We want Reclamation Sage. We want Tide Haulers. Staticasts are not so good here. Okay. Things we don't want. Things that are not very good. Abrupt Decay is great. The Paths are not great. They were actually really good in that game, but in general here, they're not that great. I think we can cut a Anafinza and probably a voice, maybe 2 voices. Voice isn't great here. All right, here's what I think we want. This hand max, this configuration. Now, this doesn't matter. Yeah, that doesn't matter. I don't know, it doesn't matter. I don't think Sin Collector really matters. Yeah, so we have 4 Tidehauler Scholars, some Path. We do still retain some Paths in case we need them, but we have a couple of Abrupt Decays as well, so that's, and Spell Quellers, and a Reclamation Sage, and the ability to just go around it. So we actually have there are definitely hands our opponent can draw that beat us, but we do have a fair amount of disruption here to keep our opponent off the most backbreaking of enchantments. So we'd really like a hand with a Mana Dork here to try to get out ahead on mana. Not often that you take game 1 from a Bogles player. So as you're watching this, it's next week for me. I will have just returned from Grand Prix Washington, D.C., so it should be a fun one. I'm looking forward to it. This hand's great, by the way. If you're there, well, I guess if you're at an event in the future, feel free to come up and say hi. You you won't at least be able to see this by the time you're in D.C. But I do love when players come up and meet me and say hi at events. It's a lot of fun. But then I'm actually headed to Italy for vacation, so that will be pretty fun for me as well. So I've made sure to do, what is this? Boom, did it. Okay. I'm pretty excited. I ordered a Vesuvio off of TCGplayer, which is, if you don't know, they did Euro lands, I think the late 90s, early 2000s, which are basically a bunch of lands that are, gosh, we got to get the Spirit Dancer again. It's great. Okay, what do we want to do here? Problem is these Spell Quellers. I think we just want to Spell Queller something here. Anyway, so they did a cycle of lands that are basically, they took famous landmarks in Europe and just had artists do pictures of them and you know, paintings of them or whatever, and they put them onto a bunch of lands. And they're pretty cool. They range from like $3 to $10 or something. But I made sure to get some Vesuvio to take to Vesuvius with me when I go see Pompeii. So I'm really excited. So, you know, the Mighty Modern isn't stopping. Don't worry. I'm making sure to record content for while I'm gone, but I may be a little less responsive in the comments section and something, you know, along those lines. So fair warning if I'm not there when you get to tell me how bad I am at Magic, because, yeah, I make mistakes. I get it. I won't be there to even attempt to defend myself. Don't worry. All right. So what I decided here is I'm just going to let my opponent go off for the most part. Same logic as last game. I'll just path this thing if I have to. I kind of figure there's another enchantment coming and I'll Spell Queller it. Yeah, that's fine. Good, perfect. We even get to catch the Rancor again. Again, our opponent gets card draw value, but whatever. This works out better for us because we can untap, path the core Spirit Dancer, and still have Spell Queller up for his next threat, which is why I did it this way. Alright, we're going to path it in his upkeep. And then we will still be able to Spell Queller whatever he does after that. So I think this was a good plan. Probably the right way to go about this. Okay, so we'll go ahead and path this thing. Look at that, we got rid of a Rancor. Get rid of the Spirit Dancer here. Our opponent, again, has plenty of cards, but what our opponent does not have is any threat. And as a matter of fact, his next threat is going to get Spell Quellered. So now we have to make a decision. Do we fight over this, or do we fight over the enchantments? But I'm content to fight over, just take him off of the Glade Cover Scout. Now we just start clocking him for 4 in the air, which kills him in 4 turns. We have some blockers here with this Voice of Resurgence. Alright, our opponent had a second one. Unlucky. Well, we'll see how big it gets. We remember we have lots of good draws, even with our opponent having a loaded up Boggle. Basically, as long as there's no lifelink, we don't care. Oh, great. That was pretty good, too. Because we're just going to... See, I can do this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, yep. We're just going to beat down in the air here. That's our plan. White, green, play Voice of Resurgence. Alright, beautiful. Alright, knock our opponent down to 9 here. Pass the turn, and we have Abrupt Decay for whatever lifelink enchantment he plays that we care about. Okay. Spirit Mantle is not bad. Ethereal Armor is a magic card too. Alright, so it's an 8/8. I kind of care about that. Oh, not. Okay, now it's just huge. Now it's a 14/14. Our opponent has no cards in hand though. I don't want to take this hit, so I think we'll probably just win the game here. Green, black, final card, Abrupt Decay the Spirit Mantle. Now we can block with our Voice of Resurgence. Our opponent doesn't have Trample, he doesn't have Lifelink, we get a 5/5. Oh look, conveniently 9 damage. Oh, well, I guess we get to have this anyway, so... Actually, it was pretty good. We played it perfectly where we get to do everything. We still had exactly lethal with the crackback. But hey, now we have a little extra. Well, that was pretty nice. For a deck that just sort of beats down, like ours does, 5-color aggro, we know we're not necessarily sitting on a bunch of, you know, what you would think of as interactive spells. We're playing all these just, boom, just attack for a lot of damage, blah, blah, blah. But we actually had a lot of interaction there. Double Spell Queller to thing. We got to path things. We got to Abrupt Decay things. That was really just a clinic of what this deck can do. I'm a believer. The guy sent it to me, talked up the deck, and said he really enjoys playing it in Modern. And I enjoyed that one. That was a lot of fun.